Third grade, today you're getting back your pinch pot. You've marked the bottom with your initials and your teacher's initial. You are going to look around the room, and at each table, according to the color of the table, will be versions of that color. So for instance, at red table will be true red and raspberry whip. At orange table will be orange and possibly brown or black. At green table, I have 3 different types of green. Yellow table will be yellow and then maybe white or gray. Purple table will have purple versions, and blue table will have 3 types of blue. And I will have the colors up on the screen, and we will talk about what they look like. The important part is that you kind of keep track of what you're doing. So at each table there's pencils and post-it notes, and those will help you kind of remember where you left off. You are going to grab a brush, and you're going to sit near a friend and share the cups of colors. You're going to keep the colors at the table that it was sitting at so that you don't take them from different table to table. You're not going to travel around and visit. You're going to work on your projects. So the first thing I want you to do is make sure you start by going vertical. Okay, so if you go vertical and get in all of the little nooks and crannies, and you pivot as you paint on the glaze, you can kind of keep track. Now, we talked about in the slideshow that you need 3 coats of color. If it's 1 coat, you won't see much color. It'll seep into the bisqueware, and it won't be as bright. You'll also see a lot of the brush strokes. Glaze dries rather quickly, so you want to kind of keep track of where you were. Something else that you can do to keep track sometimes is to take a post-it note and put it where you started, sticky side up, and as you turn, that will be where you know your starting point was at. So I know I need to go all the way around. I'm still going vertical, and when I get to here, make sure you're getting all those little holes covered up. When I get to here, then I can make 1 mark on my post-it note. That way I know I went around 1 pass. Okay, you can even put an arrow where you began on your post-it. If you keep holding it to the bottom, or if the sticky stuff stays, then you will keep track of what you're doing. Then you're going to go horizontal, and that will, 1, hide the brush strokes and make it look even smoother, and 2, sometimes you can see the brush stroke, so if you get a little lost, you can kind of be like, well, I know that I stopped going vertical here and I started going horizontal here. I need more horizontal marks, so you can kind of see where you need more glaze so that you don't have any thick or thin spots. Notice I'm only doing the outside edge right now. I'm not doing the whole thing. If you do the whole thing, it gets a little confusing. I'm almost back to the beginning. You can see where my little arrow is. And then I'm going to make a mark of 2. And then I'm going to go around again. But I'm going to change directions 1 more time. I'm going to go vertical. I'm painting rather fast because I don't want you to have to sit through a whole video of glazing. I want you to be able to have time to do it yourself. Notice that I'm not glazing the bottom. I want you to keep that as clean as you can. It's okay to get a little bit on there, but mostly I want it bisqueware because I'm going to set them in the kiln. We don't want them to attach themselves to the shelf. Let's say I finished, I have 3 coats on the outside, then I want you to make sure that you have 3 coats right on the lip. This is a place on your project that usually gets neglected with glaze. It's also a spot that you see right away, so you don't want to leave any mistakes. So I want you to go around, start there, then you can kind of get the inside, going vertical, going horizontal, switching it up and taking notes. At the end of class, if you are kind of stuck where it's not completely finished, put notes to yourself. 1, write your name on your post-it in case it falls off, and then a note to yourself for next week. Needs 2 coats, and what the color is, Tahiti blue inside. And that way, the next time we have class, you know exactly where you left off. You can even take this post-it, if it doesn't stay sticky, and put it like this, and I will call to collect the projects so I can put them in your cabinet. I always kind of clump them together by color. All right, thank you so much for listening. You're going to be washing your own brushes, by the way, as well.